You're watching the Far Side Podcast. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 5 of the Far Side Podcast. I'm your host Landon Miker, and before we go any further and get into the topics of today's podcast, I just want to talk about the new situation with this podcast and the co-host system. So previously, Noah Davidson was our co-host for the first 4 episodes of this podcast. So if you've seen any of the previous episodes of this podcast, you would know Noah Davidson has been a co-host, and he's done a great job of it, and I've really enjoyed having him on. However, going forward, I have decided to change it up a little bit, and I am eliminating the co-host position. I am going to go solo again because I just feel like it's so much easier, not only for recording purposes, but editing and planning purposes. It's just easier if I'm the only host, I'm the only one on. Of course, I'm going to have guests on like Parker Smith. Noah's going to come on as a regular, frequent guest on this show. I really enjoy having him on. He's a lot of fun to work with, and it is kind of unfortunate that I do have to cut his position, but it is what it is, and I think it's just for simplicity and easiness throughout this whole show. It just works better if he's not on, if we don't have a co-host position, basically, is what I'm saying. All right, so moving forward, we're going to move past that, and again, I apologize to anyone who really liked Noah on the show. I'm sure there were people who really enjoyed Noah, his personality, and having him on the show. I know I did. So I know it's upsetting, and I do apologize for that. All right, moving on. Before we get into the topics, today's episode of the Farside Podcast is sponsored by Abigator Sex and Sports Energy Drinks. Try out their new flavor, Come On Broccoli. It's available at any protein health stores or sex stores, apparently. I don't know. You can try it out if you want. I have not, but they've sponsored my podcast, and they wanted me to tell you that. All right. So moving on into today's podcast, we have 2 main topics that we're going to be diving into. We've got an interview, which I am dreading greatly, with musician Jake. You might remember him because back on the original version of the Farside Podcast, I featured some of his songs from his one and only album to this day, Summer. He is a musician, and he has a new single out called Seasons Changing. He also has done a feature recently with Tots Ripper and his song Too Dumb for Love. That fits Jake really well, I must say. All right. And our second topic today is going to be talking about the My Singing Monsters Deals of the Week. I did this segment in the 4th episode of the Farside Podcast with Noah. Me and him talked about My Singing Monsters Deals of the Week. I will be doing that topic again, only this time I will be doing it alone. All right, so moving on, we got Jake with us on the line here. He's doing this interview via phone call because, truth be told, he's kind of too lazy. He didn't want to come down here in person like Parker did and do the interview traditional style where he sits in the chair and we have him on video and we have him laved up. He didn't want to do that. He just wanted to do it over the phone. So I have him on phone here. I'm going to try and work the phone and also try and talk, ask questions, and run this whole thing myself. Hopefully it'll work out well. We'll see what happens. But Jake is with us on the line, so without further ado, we're going to get right into Jake's stuff. So you guys might know Jake. He's most known for his album Summer. Apparently it was successful. I don't know. He tells me it was successful, but to be honest with you, the songs were pretty crappy. I mean, the video said it all. I kind of had them listed at like bad summer songs, right? That's what I had listed the video. And I mean, I have to agree with that. They were really kind of...
Hey, pussy, shut the fuck up.
Jake. Okay. Jake, first things first. Okay. I haven't even introduced you yet, so I'm not really sure why you're talking, why you just cut me off, because I haven't introduced you. And second of all, more importantly, don't swear on the podcast, okay? I don't want you swearing on my podcast. I'm going to make that clear right now. I cannot have you swearing while I'm trying to run a podcast. Okay. Moving on from there, as I was saying, Jake's known for his album Summer. Apparently it did successful. And just recently, he released a single called Seasons Changing. Again, the album Summer was back in 2018 or 2017 it was released, but he's got a new song now. So I guess I have to do the intro anyway. So our guest is a indie singer-songwriter.
London, I'm not indie. Cut that bullshit. I'm pop, motherfucker.
Jake. Okay. First things first, why are you still talking? Seriously, man. I'm trying to do your intro now. I mean, I did kind of introduce you already, but I'm trying to do your intro, and you're interrupting me. So can you let me get through your intro before you start talking? That would be great. Okay, let's try this again. So Jake is a pop singer-songwriter. He's an aspiring musician.
Aspiring? Fuck, I made it, man. I am a musician. Unlike you, I'm actually good at something.
Are you done? Come on, Jake. Let's just get through this. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this interview either. But you wanted to come on and talk about your new single, so I'm doing this for you. I'm doing you a big favor, man. So please just quit interrupting me and let's get on with this, okay? So, yeah, basically, I've done your intro. So welcome, Jake, onto the show, everybody. Jake, thank you for being here with us today. And I also want to thank you for singing the intro to this podcast. If you noticed, fans, listeners, whatever, you may have noticed that the intro was different. That's because we got Jake to sing the intro. So, Jake, I want to thank you very much for doing that. That's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right. So, moving on now, I want to ask you a question, okay? Because I got my first question here, and it's about your new song, your new single. So, Jake, you have a new single, Seasons Changing. Can you tell us a little bit about what the inspiration for this song is, and what is the message behind this song?
The idea behind my new single, Seasons Changing, is it's a passage of time. It's about the end of an era, moving forward with your life, getting older. Landon, you would know a ton about that. I mean, God, how old are you? Fuck, man, you've been around forever.
Have I?
Look, it's just
Don't
about,
think I'm that old.
moving forward with your life and going past that. I might have lived the glory days already. I might have, gone past my golden days. They might be behind me, but I have to accept that and move forward. So that's kind of what I'm getting at with this Seasons Changing song.
Okay, well, that sounds great, Jake. That's really good. I don't know what you're saying. I'm old. Am I really that old, Jake? I don't know. I'm only like 1 year older than you, man. I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds like bull right there. But okay. Let's just move on with this. Question number 2. You didn't... Okay, you know what? Before I ask this question, I'm actually going to pull up the song here for the listeners. I want everyone to hear Jake's new song, because if you aren't familiar with Jake, I'm sure you haven't listened to the song. But he has a new single, Seasons Changing, and I want you to all listen to it. So here it is. I'm going to play the song. We're going to listen to it, and then I'm going to ask the next question. So here we go. Seasons Changing by Jake.
Seasons changing. Seasons changing. Your life flies by, ain't too long before you die. Don't count your days, but make your days count. You only got one shot, but if you hit it right, one is enough.
All right. Okay. A little bit of a rough ending there. All right, Jake. So that is Jake's new song, Seasons Changing. If you want to go check it out, it's available on Spotify. I'm sure it's on the iTunes Store, Apple Music. It's out there. If you really liked it, that's it. It's only about a 30-second song, so really short, Jake. But I want to get into my next question for you here, man. And that is, we all just listened to the song, and you didn't sing much in this song. I don't even know if you sang. You kind of just talked and delivered a few lines of dialogue, if anything. So I know you didn't play the instruments. You know how to play the guitar. You might know how to play the drums. I know both those instruments were featured in that track, but I'm assuming you were not playing either of them. I'm assuming you got people who are actually good at those instruments to play them. So what did you do on this track? Because you clearly didn't sing, and you clearly didn't play any instrument.
Oh, fuck you, Landon.
Okay.
Fuck off. What do you know about music?
Jake,
Seriously,
language.
you know jack shit about this stuff.
Language,
Don't
Jake.
get your hands in my business. Don't critique me. That's my shit. Fuck off. Look, so what I did in this song is I words of wisdom. I drop a few lines in there philosophically because that's what I'm into now. Don't judge me.
I'm
And then
not.
I kind of produced a sound. I got the right people together. I mixed them in a room. I said, create this kind of sound. That's what I'm going for. That's what I did on Seasons Changing. Fuck off. Don't get in my shit, Landon. Fuck off.
Okay, Jake, before we go any further with this interview, I'm going to ask you once again to not cuss on my podcast, okay? I don't know who's watching this. I don't know who's going to stumble upon this. I don't choose my viewers. And I don't need you F-bombing every second sentence you say. First of all, it's disrespectful to my show because you're being disrespectful to me, you're being disrespectful to my listeners. And second of all, it's not really appropriate and it's definitely not necessary. So can you stop cussing before we go any further with this interview? Okay, I'm assuming your silence means yes. Let's just move on to question 3 here. So you did a feature. This is about your feature, Jake. You did a feature in Tots Ripper's new song, Too Dumb for Love. Can you tell us a bit about it and what it was like working with Tots Ripper? I'm not really familiar with him, but I'd like to know what it was like working with him.
So I did the feature because Tots Ripper, he's my man, he's my bro, he's my bud. I love the guy, let's just say that.
Okay.
And he's been working on this new song for a really long time. He's been tweaking it and trying to figure out how he wants it to sound. And he was finally ready to record it. He had it all written and whatever. And he asked me, Jake, man, would you like to drop, some philosophical stuff on there, some words of wisdom? I said, fuck yeah, man, of course I'll do it. I mean, I'd do anything for you. I'd love to.
Jeez.
And so I show up at his home studio because he's got a home studio in his basement. It costs him like $2,000 or some expensive, crazy amount of money like that. And I show up and he's got all these drugs laid out on the table there. He's got the meth, he's got the marijuana, he's got.
Do we need to talk
name
about the
a
drugs?
drug, he
Jake.
had it. And he's like, "Would you like some shit?" And I'm like, "Sure, yeah, I'll take some." So I get fucked up and we start recording and started spitting bars and wisdom, whatever. I think it's really good. I think, we have a really good song. That bitch is going #1. Like, I'm telling you, that's some hot shit, man. Landon, you wouldn't know it because you have no fucking sense of music. Your taste in music's absolute garbage, you dumb fuck. But I'm telling you, this bitch, you're going to see it #1 iTunes, #1 Spotify, any streaming platform. You listen to that shit, you're going to fall in love with it.
All right, Jake, the swearing, okay, I'm just going to leave it alone because I want to get through this interview. Okay, I'm going to ask one more question, then we're going to cut to a commercial break. We have to go for a quick break. We have a little sponsor thing we have in this now. So let's just get this question done, and then we're going to cut to break. So, Jake, I featured your album Summer. As you remember, I talked about this earlier on the original version of the Far Side podcast, a couple years back now, man, if you can remember that long. Can you tell us how that album did? I know it was garbage, like, seriously. I mean, well, you know what, I'll leave that open for interpretation, viewers. If you want to go listen to it, it's episode 14, maybe, of the original Far Side podcast. So if you want to go watch it, listen to it. He's got his album Summer. I featured a couple songs in there, but I don't think this album's very good. I think it's actually pretty bad. But can you tell us how it did, or did everyone kind of agree with me and say it was pretty garbage?
Oh, fuck off, Landon. I saw that video. Bad summer songs. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Did you listen to that shit? That was dope. What the fuck you talking about? You know shit about music. Don't come in here critiquing my shit. You can't sing. You can't play a goddamn instrument. What instrument can you play, Landon? Fuck shit. Asshole, I'm telling you. That album did well because most people actually have a sense of music and know what's good. Don't tell me I'm sure it didn't do successful. I know it was garbage. Fuck off, Landon. Fuck off.
Okay.
You're so old.
All right.
Fuck off.
Okay, Jake, thank you. That's enough. All right. We're going to cut to break. When we come back, we have a couple more questions with Jake. We're going to wrap up the interview. Jake, we'll stay tuned for now. Viewers, we're just going to play a short little ad, and we'll be right back shortly. Are you tired of being physically weak? Meek! And even weaker down there? If so, then get Abigator's new sports energy drink from Abby Abs. It's absolutely delicious. Now let's hear from some of our happy customers.
I'm obsessed with these drinks. They're abolitious. Abigator makes me feel abnormal.
So take an ab-normous sip. Now some say your abs might break off, but I tell you that's absolutely impossible. Now let's see some of the progress your abs will have after only one bottle of Abigator sports drink. Here is No after he had only one bottle of Abigator sports drinks. And if you want more than gaining abs, this is the drink for you. That's right, not only will you be feeling rock hard up here, but you'll be even harder down there. So with physical benefits and sexual benefits, why say no?
We even have green apple flavor. Abigator retails for $10. Buy it at any sexual store and be aroused, amazed by the abs you will gain.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am here with Jake on the line, and we are going to continue this interview. So far, Jake, you've told us a little bit about your new single, Seasons Changing. We've talked about your feature with Tots Ripper and his new song, Too Dumb for Love. I now want to talk about your philosophy, because this is, unfortunately, I didn't get to mention it in the intro because you kept interrupting me, but you call yourself a philosopher now. You say you're into the philosophy thing, and that's what you're talking about with your song, Seasons Changing. We got to see a little bit about your philosophy, so I want to ask you, you call yourself a philosopher, and what is it that you would do that would make you considered a philosopher? So what is it you do that makes you a philosopher, Jake? Can you just give us a little insight on that, please?
So being a philosopher is something amazing, actually, really. What I do is I find way to put sentences together, string sentences together, and have different views and outlooks on life and the world around me. So I'll make, some sort of comment, critique, or just string together some sort of creative, formal sentence about the world. And what I do with those philosophies, how I work as a philosopher, is I put it in my music, of course, being a very talented musician, because I actually am talented, Landon, unlike you, running this shitty podcast show. What the fuck? You seriously? Is that the fucking best you got? Guess you're fucking old and you forget half of it. But
Why do you keep
look,
calling me old?
I think I'm very talented at putting words together and stringing sentences together, especially in music, and I can make people feel emotions, I can capture emotions, and I can really give people a different outlook on life and really wake them up to the world around them.
All right, Jake. Moving on, question number 6. Your newest song, Seasons Changing, was used in LWM Productions' new short film, Laugh Track. So how do you feel about that? It got its first kind of like film experience, Laugh Track, short film that I actually wrote and produced. We had Parker Smith, who was a guest on this show, direct, and Noah Davidson, our former co-host. He did the cinematography behind that film, and we're going to talk a little more about that later on in this podcast because that film released yesterday. But Jake, I want to know, your song was used in this film. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Seasons Changing being in Laugh Track?
Yeah, it got used in Laugh Track, which was a pretty shitty film, might I say, but I guess it got something. Usually my music gets higher quality stuff, films, whatever, it gets higher quality usually. That's a low point, honestly, for me. Probably the lowest point in my career. Like Laugh Track, a Landon Miker fucking film. God. But that film's garbage.
Yeah, you said that already.
I watched it last week on your stupid channel. Garbage. It was terrible. I do have to clarify though. Parker Smith and the directing, really well done. That guy's class act. That guy's fucking amazing. And Noah, your cinematography, man, that was 10 out of 10. That was great. But the fucking writing.
All right, Jake, let's
what
cut it.
What the fuck was that, Landon?
Jake, let's cut the language,
Absolute
please.
dog shit. God, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. It wasn't good. God. What the fuck was that? I will say this, though. The acting, Parker Smith, amazing. Noah, subpar. Landon, shit. I don't know, man.
Surprise.
I can't believe my song was used in that shit. Why would I agree to that? Lowest fucking point in my career.
Okay, let's wrap it up, Jake. All right, question number 7 here. Let's just get through this interview because all you seem to want to do is insult me, my work, basically anything you can. Simple question. Hopefully you're able to answer. Why do all your songs revolve around a seasonal theme?
I don't know. Seasons are pretty fucking cool. What do you want me to say?
Quit the cussing.
That's all I got.
That's what I want you to say.
Come on, are we gonna ask some real fucking questions on this? I know
that's what I've been doing this whole time.
I know this is like the shit of the shit, but seriously, like I was expecting to actually be asked about my music, not come on here to be insulted by you.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Guys, I've been insulted left and fucking right.
And I haven't?
Ask me some questions.
You haven't been coming after me this entire time?
I'm a successful musician. I'm a talented musician. I'm a great philosopher, and you're sitting here talking about my successful summer album being fucking shit. It was not garbage. Can I go back to that for a second? That summer album was actually good, Landon. It actually made me money. People actually listen to that shit.
Alright,
And what do? You title the video Bad Summer Songs. I asked you to promote my shit. And that's what you go and do? If I had a camera right now, I'd flip you the fuck off. I'm done. I want to leave this fucking... Can we wrap this fucking shit up?
Yeah, right away. Yes, we're almost done here, Jake. We got 2 more questions, then we're done. Alright, question number 8. Let's just get this done. Final question. That's not the final question. I have written down final question. I actually have one more I want to ask you, but... Alright. Where do you go from here, Jake? You've released 1 album, Summer, a couple years back. A single, Seasons Changing. We've given that too much attention, I think, to be honest. I think you've been given too much attention. And you've done a feature. Tots Ripper, whatever. Where do your many talents take you from here, Jake? Where do you go from here?
They'll take me a lot further than you've ever gotten, I'll tell you that. Because unlike you, Landon, I'm actually talented. But, I don't know. I mean, I've got a range of options, you know. I could do anything. I could go to the philosophy. I think I'm going to stick with music, though, you know. Release a couple more singles, EPs. I'll work my way around to another album. I don't know. I'll find my way. I think the biggest thing for me, the hardest thing for me is to cope with the fact that I think my glory days are in the past. I mean, I'm not very old. Not fucking as old as you, Landon, but I don't know, that Summer album, that was like the peak of my career. That was the best. Those were my golden days, and now that I'm a little older, a little wiser, I don't know, I just don't think I could do it again. I just don't, I have a different outlook on life now. I'm not as young and free as I used to be. I have responsibilities now and shit. I don't know, man. I'll find work, though. I'll find work. I'm not a low-life, untalented son of a bitch like you, Landon, so I'll find work. I'll find my way around.
I find it interesting, Jake. I just want to point this out to the viewers. How you come on here, you insult me, you talk all this crap about me, but then you try to be relatable and you try to get me and viewers to be sympathetic by saying, your golden days are in the past, you're growing up and you're struggling to cope with that, which is something I think is really relatable. And I mean, I could even relate to it at points, but when you come on here and insult me, it just makes you seem like an ass, really. That's what it makes you seem like. And here you go, you come on here, you insult me, but then you try to be relatable. So, Jake, if you're going to be relatable, stick to that path. But don't try to fall somewhere in between, man. Anyways, I got one more question for you because you've been coming after me this whole time. You've been insulting me. I want to get back at you. Jake, I just want to know, really, straight up, why is it that you never show your face in any of your videos, any of your interviews like this one, your album artwork, or even just pictures of you anywhere? I mean, it's very hard to find pictures of your actual face. And I'm going to assume the reason for that, the only possible reason for that, is because you're really ugly. Am I right about that? Are you a really ugly person?
Oh, bullshit! What the fuck, Landon?
I knew that would get you going,
Insulting
man.
my fucking looks. Do you want to know the reason I don't put my face
That's what I'm asking,
on my
man.
albums?
That's what I'm asking.
Because there's better artwork to be put on there. Okay? Metaphorical images. Imagery.
Metaphorical.
Okay? Different types of image styles. Do you know anything about that? No, you
Yeah,
fucking
I do,
don't.
actually. Probably more than you.
So keep those negative comments to a minimum. Okay? Keep the fucking comments down. What is this? Is this a podcast? Seriously?
It was before you came on.
Because it sure don't feel like one. Feels like a shit show fresh out of hell. Come on. Ask me some real fucking questions. What is this shit? Why did I agree to it? Fuck. Insulting my looks. You insult my looks. Have you looked in a fucking mirror recently? Because I suggest you try that before you start coming after me. Okay? I make good music. I look good while doing it. Now cut out the fucking jealousy. And, okay, when the fuck are we going to wrap up this show?
That's it, yeah.
Because I'm done. Like,
All
I'm
right.
fucking done. Can we wrap this shit up?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm just going to end this fucking call. You guys are clowns. Get me the fuck out of here.
You guys, plural. Oh, he ended the call. All right. Okay, whatever. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening in on that. That was Jake. I'm sorry you had to suffer through that, but if you have made it and you're still with us, I thank you a ton because that was pretty much unbearable. I know from my perspective. I can't imagine how you listened to that, but if you did, thank you. We're going to move on to our next segment, which is My Singing Monsters Deals of the Week. But first, we do have to do another little ad. We have to take a break. This ad is for Laugh Track, a new short film that I was talking about earlier with me, Parker, and Noah all working on. That film just released yesterday, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. We also got a promo clip we're going to show you right now, so roll the clip.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're having a great evening. I know I am, and sitting beside me here, we have world-famous country star, Rhett Williams. So, Rhett, your newest song, Ain't No Woman As Good As Beer, has hit the top charts and currently sits at number 4 in the top 100. Tell me, Rhett, how do you do it? How do you make such successful music?
Martine, let me tell you a little something. Folks love their country music, and I love my beer. So what's better than a country song about beer?
Oh my gosh, that's amazing, Rhett.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We are now on to our final topic of the day, and one that I know will probably lose us viewers. I'm sure some people right now are clicking off the video because I know this is not necessarily a fan favorite topic of the podcast right now, but hopefully over time we will get some fans for this segment because this is a huge topic that I'm looking to expand with these podcasts. So this is the My Singing Monsters Deals of the Week, or weekend. And today I've got deals and events, news that's happened in the game that goes back a couple weeks. So some of this at the release of this podcast, when it comes out on YouTube, will be a little old and a little dated. But a lot's happened in the game over the past 2 weeks since I recorded the last episode, the 4th episode of the Far Side podcast, where I talked with Noah about the deals of the week. A lot's happened since then. So we're going to dive right into these topics, starting with what I consider to be the biggest story in the game. Summer season has returned to My Singing Monsters. So Earth Island is now summer themed. It's decked out in all the summer kind of decorations and stuff. And that means seasonal monster Hoola has returned to both Earth and Air Islands, because I'm not sure why, but for some reason Hoola also comes on Air Island. Obviously it goes on Earth Island because that's its season, like, Punkleton's on Plant, Yule's on Cold, and so on. But Hoola also appears on both Earth and Air. But Hoola's back in the game. She costs 225 diamonds to buy, which originally I thought when the game started, they must have changed this, that seasonal monsters used to only cost 150 diamonds to buy, but now apparently it's 225. So yeah, Hoola costs 225 diamonds to buy, and or can be bred using the combination of Pom Pom and Pango. So if you use the combination, you breed those guys, you have a chance at getting a Hoola. Also, Rare and Epic Hoola have made an appearance in the shop already once. That was, I think, 2 weekends ago though now, so pretty dated. Will not be out in the game when you guys are listening to this, but Rare and Epic Hoola were both in the shop and available to buy or breed, and hopefully they're going to make another appearance soon. I know as of this recording, the night before, because this is being recorded on a Monday, and the Sunday night, previous night, Epic Hoola, made a 8-hour appearance in the shop. So only 8 hours. It was really sneaky, and most people probably missed out on it. I saw it, but I didn't even try. I've been able to actually breed 2 Epic Hoolas last time she was in the game, so I'm good. And now on to the next big story. Talker and Stewart, weirdos, of course, 2 weirdos, are now on Earth Island. They've been added to Earth Island, and they're available to buy in the shop on Earth Island for 100 relics, which is the usual price for weirdos. So this is kind of suspicious because obviously last time we recorded a podcast, me and Noah, we talked about the weirdos being on for 50 relics. They were all 50% off. They were on for 50 relics instead of 100. And now, a week later, of course, the 2 weirdos came out and they were put on Earth Island. All right, so with the 2 weirdos being added to Earth Island, the creators of My Singing Monsters, the developers, I guess, Big Blue Bubble, released a short video announcing that the 2 weirdos would be added to Earth and also might have teased a new island in the video. So if you've watched the video at the end, there's a little bit of a teaser, and you can see off in the distance, looking from Earth Island off in the distance, in shadow, you can see an island, but you can't quite make out what it is. All right. Now, moving on, Rare Entbrat made an appearance in the game, was available to buy or breed. I think that was last week. He was in for 3, 4, 5 days maybe. Just middle of the week he came in. I bred 2 of him, so That was pretty nice. And now summer theme, I've already kind of mentioned. The summer theme has returned to Earth Island with limited time summer themed decorations. So there's a few decorations out right now that have like a summer theme to them. There's like a tiki bar and there's like beach chairs and stuff. It's kind of cool. I bought a couple decorations for my Earth Island just because I think they're kind of cool and it's a nice little addition to the game. And all triple element Earth. So all out monsters who are triple 3 elements that have the earth element in them, in their combination, if that makes any sense, were available in the shop to buy or breed. So T-Rox, Pom-Pom, Scups, Pummel, Clamble, Reedling, they were all there. I think that's all of them. I might be missing 1 or 2. But that's like, all those monsters were available to buy or breed just this past weekend. And also talking about rares, rare socks and rare Araculele were also in the shop on Ethereal Island, also to buy or breed. And now, last but not least, probably the story I care least about, but they always seem to have these diamond packs up to 60% off certain packs, such as the Vault of Diamonds and Crate of Diamonds. So those are the 2 most expensive diamond offers, I believe, and they were both 60% off. I think they usually retail for $99.99, so $100 and $70, and they were on sale 60% off. So, or no, sorry. I don't know the price of the Vault of Diamonds, but I do know the Crate of Diamonds is regularly $69.99, $70, and it was on sale for $27.99. But I do not know about the Vault of Diamonds. I don't have it written down here, and I cannot remember off the top of my head how much it regularly retails for, so I don't have that one on me. But yeah, that's about it for the My Singing Monsters deals of the week. Lots of good deals, lots of exciting deals, I think. And yeah, I mean, if you play the game and you enjoy it, hopefully you enjoy this segment. I'm going to be doing it again, like I said, every second week, just talking about different deals and stuff. And I am hoping to dedicate more topics to My Singing Monsters. Like, I want to review some islands pretty soon and review, like, just different monsters and talk about the game a little more. But all right, that's about it for this podcast. I know this is going to be a pretty long one. It says here on my little timeline that this podcast has been going now. It's hit 30 minutes. So I don't know in editing how long it's going to be, where we're going to be at, because it's going to change when I edit it. But I know this is going to be a long podcast, so I apologize. But if you stuck with us, thank you. You're amazing. That's great. And again, I apologize for eliminating the co-host job, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But that job has been deleted. It's gone. It's been removed from the podcast. And again, I apologize. It's just so much easier to do it this way. But I want to thank you guys all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. We had Jake on. I know he was a real pain, but I hope you guys still enjoyed this podcast. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like. That would be greatly appreciated. Leave a comment, any opinions, anything you want to talk about. We can talk about My Singing Monsters. We can talk about Jake. Leave me suggestions. I'm always open for topic suggestions. And everyone have a good day. That is it for the 5th episode of the Farside Podcast. I am now signing out.